What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. So I am back with another reaction video. Now this is a clip of Americans talking about the Latin community, you know, this whole issue with immigration and illegal migrants. This conversation is still being had all over social media, and I came across this particular video and I wanted to kind of play it for you guys and get your thoughts on it, or what you think about this, the issues that we're seeing between Africans and African Americans, Latinos and Black Americans, and everybody else. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below, but I'm gonna go ahead and get into this video. If you are watching this video and you love the content and you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Share and like the video if you can, and turn on that notification bell to be notified when I upload new content. Let's go ahead and get into the video. Here we go.
Y'all want black folks to come and fight with y'all. Come stand on the front line like we always have. But ain't this the same group that refuses to stop saying the N-word? This ain't the same group that was being racist in Zoe Spencer comments when she was going back and forth with that Hispanic creator? But now y'all want our help. Okay, interesting. Those were my initial thoughts, right? It's their war, let them deal with it. But that's an emotional response. Okay, that's pure bitterness. That's wrong. There's no sense of righteousness in that mindset. And even though it's not our fight, it is our fight. Okay, because today it's Hispanics and Latinos. But the only reason why we're not grouped up with them is because technically, legally, we were born here. Okay, he arresting them. That trying to annihilate our whole community. And to those of y'all that's making an argument of, well, undocumented immigration is illegal. This what happen when you break the law anywhere. Bro, this nigga put out a quota. This nigga Trump put out a quota, meaning these officers are required to meet a certain number of arrests. Anytime you put a quota on something, bro, it's bound for you to run into some outlawed, unlawful shit that you forcing the issue. This nigga dropping 2,000 National Guardsmen to arrest these folks, tear these people away from their families. Flint, Michigan still ain't even got clean water. No, elementary schools, middle schools, high schools getting shot up. And this is what we prioritizing. If you don't see nothing wrong with that, bro, you just as f***ed up. So to my black folks, it is our fight. Okay, we can't adopt the same mindset as our oppressors. All right, they want us to divide.
Okay, so what do you guys think about what he's saying so far? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below. Do y'all think it's the same? And I do agree with him on the quota of for police, for instance, when making arrests. Yeah, it's about a quota. They actually have a certain amount of arrests that they have to make, and they're going to make those arrests in any way they possibly can. So I think that is a problem. I do agree with him on that. But do you guys think that is the same when it comes to illegal migrants in the country and them getting assistance and taking away from the legal Americans in general? Do you think that is something that is a problem, or do you see that as a problem, or do you agree with him that it is our fight? And if it is our fight as Black Americans, what should we be doing about it? But let's continue.
History between Black Americans and Mexicans in Los Angeles, I'll extend that to Southern California, is not a good history. Mexicans went on an erasure campaign, erasing Black people out of their communities for years. I could get deeper in detail. There's history out there. Check this video out.
In other words, he's a minority like me, so I can't speak up against him. If this was white folks committing these lynchings to us in South Central, what's going on? There would be an outrage in this country. We have had firebombs thrown through windows. We have had people's cars burned in the driveway because they happened to move into the wrong communities. We had a lady who moved to East LA, came to the state from the South, not knowing what East LA was. It was an all-Hispanic community. She wasn't there one day. We had another man who was burned out of his house in Torrance last year. We had 5 in Hawaiian Gardens just because the people were Black. This would not be tolerated if this was white on Black crime. But the fact that these people come here, and it's the numbers, sir, it's the numbers. They come here in the numbers, they build up the Hispanic community, and they get this sense of power against us. And there are race riots in the schools every day in Los Angeles. It never makes the media. The Black kids are being run out of the schools every day and told to go back to Africa. It never makes the media. We are having people who are being discriminated against on every avenue of society.
All right, this message is for my brown people. And although as Black folks decided to sit this one out because we did try to warn y'all at the polls, we do see that it's f***ed up. California is a blue state. 66% of Latinos in California voted against Trump. But it's not enough. You got to work on your people that hate us. Then you got to rally your people because they hate you like they hate us. And don't tell me this is not about race. There's over 500,000 undocumented immigrants in America from Poland or Russia or Germany, the UK, Italy, Ireland, all over Eastern Europe. But they not joining the protests because they not being targeted. America has always been obsessed with race. You burglarize and steal someone's home, make laws that only protect you, then get upset when they want to move back in. Talking about, we need to protect our borders. Most of you never even met a Mexican American, and if you have, they probably doing a job that you would never want to do anyway. These ain't criminals. They're snatching up students and nurses and builders and farmers, electricians and plumbers. They got armored vehicles pulling up on line cooks. You're separating mothers from their children and telling people who've been here for decades to just go and start a life somewhere else.
Now, I hear what he's saying, and I'm just honestly asking, are there not enough American electricians and plumbers and doctors? And I know there's a shortage of doctors, so let's just leave that out of it. But when it comes to electricians and plumbers, we don't have enough. Do we not have enough of American people in this country who are plumbers to do those types of jobs? And if we had all of these immigrants who have been in this country for 20, 30, 40 years, who have been illegal, but they've been able to get sufficient amounts of work as plumbers and electricians, why haven't they been able to become legal citizens after 30 years? What's the hold up, or what's the issue of not becoming a legal citizen to make sure that you don't have to deal with what's happening now? So that's just my question on that. If y'all could let me know in the comments below. Let's continue.
Let me get this straight. A man who was found guilty of committing 34 felonies is turning our troops against people who committed a civil violation. Being undocumented is a civil violation, not a felony. So who you put in office is far worse than any of these folks out here just trying to build a life in America. So to all my brown brothers and sisters, coming from a people who's been fighting on the front lines for over 400 years, sacrificing our bodies so that Muslims and Asians and Africans and Indians and brown people can live a comfortable life in America, please realize that we are tired. A bit of advice. There is not a word that you can say to make those racists feel compassion because they do not view you as their equal. So keep protesting and going as hard as you can.
Proximity to whiteness got a lot of you minorities up because you forget that proximity to whiteness is not whiteness. It may grant you access to certain systems and privileges and benefits, but never forget who granted you that benefit and that privilege. And that is a painful lesson. I think in the next coming years, we're going to see the Latinos for Trump really, they're going to learn that in throwing everybody under the bus, throwing your brothers and sisters under the bus, you were also seated in that bus as well. You may have been on the front seat of the bus with all the privilege and whatever, but you were still in that bus. In the US, you will never be considered white. I don't care if you put on that funky ass red hat. These people are always going to remind you that you are not white.
You know why Trump is invading Los Angeles, right? Not because he wants to be a dictator. It's not because he hates Gavin Newsom. It's not even because he hates immigrants. All these things are true, of course, but they aren't the primary reason. Think through it for a second. His economic agenda is dead. His foreign policy is dead. Canada, Panama, and Greenland are still not ours. RFK has gone fully rogue, clubbing public health policies over the heads like they were baby bears with brainworms. Elon Musk thinks he's a cuck. His federal layoffs are backfiring in his face. I don't think he's seen Ivanka in 4 years. Melania definitely thinks he's a douche. Barron can't get into Harvard, which, if you recall, still has foreign students. And I tried to book a vacation suite at the Gaza Strip Trump Hotel. It turns out that wasn't real either. 5 months of failure without a single meaningful policy signed by Donald Trump. He can't even get a simple budget through the government he controls. His second term so far has been a conveyor belt for press releases from his desk to the shred bin at the Supreme Court, leaving him nothing more than the power conveyed by a handful of centuries-old emergency powers that I think honestly Congress would have gotten rid of if anyone believed a future president would be stupid enough to try to use them. But just like we saw with the Alien Enemies Act, I think it's extremely unlikely those other obscure emergency powers will hold up under scrutiny.
All right, so what do you guys think about this particular video? I definitely want to get your thoughts in the comments below. Do you agree with what Donald Trump is doing, or you think he's taking it too far? What's your thoughts on the economy? How the illegal immigrant deportation situation is going to affect our economy, whether it's going to hurt or help. I want to know your thoughts on all of this. Enlighten me in the comments below. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. I'm always curious as to what other people have to say about politics. Y'all know I'm not a politics girly. I just see things and like to give my 2 cents on it and also get your perspective as well. So definitely chime in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.